Hello and welcome back to the homestead. I know it's been a minute since I've had a video out. There's been a lot going on, and the last, not this week, but the week before. Oh my, let me see if I can show you this chicken. I don't know if you can see her feet. Come here, come here. Come here, chick, 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 chick. Oh, she's been in the pasture. Anyway, it was like last week was just plain rainy, and actually this week was pretty rainy too. So our cow pasture is like a muddy mess, and the chickens and our ducks have absolutely loved it. I'm sure there's lots and lots of goodies in that mud, but it's pretty disgusting. I feel sorry for the boys that have to live in there. Doesn't help that Timothy left the water running one night this week, and I went out there in the morning, and he had flooded that pasture, and it's very swampy in this area. Our property gets very swampy. I'm not sure if it's because we have like a high water table or what the deal is. So it took a while. It's starting now to look like it's drying up pretty good. So yeah, it's been pretty rainy here. It's been kind of nice. We all had colds last week, and we had to deal with that. It went from like 90-degree weather to one morning it was down to 40. So I'm not surprised that we all got sick from that. But this week has been a little bit nicer. It's been, especially this weekend, it's been sunshiny and the wind's blowing right now, so it's actually been pretty nice out. So we've enjoyed that. The kids had vacation Bible school they went to from a friend's church, so they really enjoyed that. And yesterday was my daughter Autumn's 9th birthday, and we got to celebrate that for the day, and she was really excited about that. We teased her all day about how we weren't celebrating her birthday. That way she'd stay for another year. She wasn't too impressed with that. She made it to 9 now. So yeah. So today I need to go out and harvest something, and this is something that I have never really grown. I planted some last spring because Walmart, for some reason, they don't know what they're doing. They put their garlic bulbs out in the springtime, and I planted them, and they really didn't do much of anything. So I was doing more research and more reading and everything, and found out what I had done wrong. Basically, you need to plant them in the fall, let them overwinter, and then harvest them. So I did that this last fall, about it's either October or November, I can't remember now, that I planted some garlic bulbs, and they're about ready to harvest. So let's go over there and see what we can get. Now this is my first year of harvesting these, really, so I'm not 100% sure. Like, this one is still pretty green, but like this one here, it's all the way brown. So this one's definitely ready. So let's pull this one out. Oh, that's not good. Let's dig in the ground. Finger. Oh, I can smell it. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. I might have to use that one a little sooner since it looks like it's open. But nice. That's nice. Okay. Let's try this one. This is another one that's... Oh, yeah. Let's see. This is another one. This one's smaller. It's got some nice clothes on it. I didn't expect a huge, gigantic harvest my first year. I still have some learning to do, I think, and I think I should have planted them a lot sooner. But this bed is already built, so all I have to do is get my next bulbs. There's another one. I might have to get my shovel. Oh, that one's in there deep. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Let's see, what about this one? I might have to get that one. Oh, that one's really deep. I might have to go get my shovel and do this. All right, I'm gonna go get my shovel. Hang on. So I did dig in there, and it does look like there's something that was digging around in here, which I've had a lot of moles and stuff. There's a nice one. Let's see about these ones. Oh yeah. Now what I'm going to be doing with these is I'm going to be putting these in our basement to cure. They'll need to harden. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, there's a big one. Some nice ones. Before, and that way they'll store for longer, because I'm not going to can these or anything like that. Alright, I can't do this and hold this, so I'll come back after I've done all of this. Alright, there's my garlic harvest. It's not the most impressive, but I grew it, and I'm pretty proud of it. Now that I've kind of been able to do a little more of this and stuff, I'm actually thinking of possibly next year of filling the whole entire bed. There's a pretty big bed there, and on the other side of it, I've got onions growing. But I really want to do a lot more garlic. This won't last us a year, but it'll get us quite a ways. So I'm pretty excited. It might even get me through my canning of excuse me, of making tomato sauces and things like that. So yeah, I'm pretty excited. So I'm going to show you a little bit and do a little bit of a garden tour, because I haven't really shown anybody anything. Alright, so the first bed that I have here is my squash bed. Let me walk around here a little bit. There's an elderberry bush. And here's some more squash. Now I was worried a little bit about this end because it is in the shade a little bit. But in all honesty, I think these plants look a little better than the other end. So, great experiment. Now I know this bed for squash is going to work out just fine. In fact, let me see. Oh no. That one did not get pollinated. I think I need to come in here and prune some of these leaves off a little bit. And that's got some blossom end rot on that, so that's not going to do anything. Oh, there's another one next to it. That's the one I was looking for. Look at that. Yeah, that looks amazing. That one's going to be just fine. Let's see what else we can find in here. I've got a whole bunch of, I think these are yellow zucchinis. I've got yellow squash in here too. I think these are the yellow zucchinis. Now I have found a little bit of eggs on here, so the squash bugs have found these. But if I find eggs, I just take the leaves off and feed them to our steers. Let's see. Oh, those are interesting. Look at those. I cannot remember all of the varieties that I have in here. I have Kokazel, yellow squash, yellow zucchini, a green egg squash, I think, and then some patty pan squash. We had some of those the other day. Those had grown, so we were able to enjoy those. And then I have this plant in here. Woo! As I almost fall into it. It's the leaves. They've been chewed up. But if you can see, I'm not sure if you can see, they're a darker green. And it's the only plant that I have on here that has these green leaves. And so far, it's had some blossoms, but no female blossoms. So I have absolutely no idea what kind of a squash this is. None. And it seems to be, the bugs seem to like it a lot more. It's been chewed up pretty badly. Let me show you. I'm gonna something. I just spotted this guy. Let me see if I can. How close will let me get? Let me see if I can see him on here. Make sure I'm getting him. Ah, yep. Oh, he flew away. That's cool to see, a little bumblebee, because that means they're pollinating. Oh, yep. Look here. I'm gonna take that right off. I'll feed that to the cows. But so far it hasn't been bad. I do have some marigolds planted in here, and that seems to help a little bit with keeping the squash biting borers and stuff away. So I think these are patty pans that I have in here. And then there's a nice squash. Oh, and the end, I do have some that I don't know what variety these are. These were just seeds that were in the bottom of my container. And since I didn't know what they were, I just thought, well, I'll just start them. If they grow, they grow. And we can figure out what they are later. So, I have no clue what these are going to be. I saw another leaf with eggs on it. I don't know where it went. But, there it is. We'll just take that right out of there. It'll help with airflow in here anyway with all... Oh, there's some more. Look at all those. We'll take that leaf too. Easy peasy. But yeah, here's my marigolds. Aren't those pretty? Those are really pretty. Nice dark red. But yeah, it seems like those are really helping. Ah, there's a squash over there. Yep, I don't know if you can see it. Let's see, right there. So that's my squash bed. Let's go see some other stuff. Alright, now this one is my apothecary garden. And I've been working on trying to weed this one so it doesn't look the greatest. I'm falling a little bit behind, but I'm trying. Whoa. And the first one I have here is not... Oh my. Look at that. Oh, I know. I gotta get you down there. There's one of their flowers. I've been waiting for those. Now, these are the bells of Ireland. These are not medicinal. I just planted these here, mostly because they're super cool. And also because these should reseed themselves, I'm hoping. But I mean, look at these. Isn't that so cool? And then like they have this same one with a flower in it. And I've heard that these will give off like a vanilla scent. So yeah, I'm waiting for those. I've been waiting for the flowers. It took a while for these to just decide to take off. I mean, it took a long time for them to decide to take off. But I also did some learning and some watching of YouTube videos about these. And they have like a tuber in them that is kind of like almost like a carrot type tuber. So they don't really transplant well. And when I planted these, I did not know that. Also on these, with the seeds for these, you have to stratify them. Which if you don't know what stratifying is, that's you put them in the freezer in like a wet, or not even a freezer, you could put it in the refrigerator, in a wet paper towel in a bag for 3 to 4 weeks. And it kind of simulates being in the winter, and that's what makes these germinate. But they're really cool. I'm really, really glad these actually did germinate, and they're doing really well because they're really, really cool. I really wanted to grow these. These are cool. Then next I have over here, I have my calendula. Let me see. Yeah. And I actually, oh, there's a bug. I have actually been harvesting some of these. I am going to be making calendula salve with these. And calendula is really good for cuts and bruises and things like that. So that is what I'm going to be using that for. I have a lot of children and we do a lot of cuts. So in here, and I probably need to thin these, but I'm not entirely sure how to do that. But in here's a whole bunch of marshmallow. Now, I had a whole bunch of those planted out, and my husband was watering for me, and I'm not sure what happened. I don't know if he missed them or what happened, but the ones I had died, and it was really hot in our greenhouse at the time. So I just brought seeds out here and just broadcast them everywhere, and as you can see, they did really well. So that's a new thing. I've never grown that before, so I wasn't sure how to do it or anything like that. So I need to look into see if I need to thin those. I probably do. But those are good for making like throat lozenges and things like that. So that's what I've got that for. I've got some chamomile in here. My bucket for growing things. I've got some pansies. My in-laws got those for my birthday, and I thought, well, they would just do really well right here, and they are. Okay, and then I have over here, and I need to weed this really badly. This right here is a wild rose bush, and it can get kind of gnarly. I need to get it out of there before it gets too much bigger. And then I've got yarrow. I got 4 plants of yarrow, or they're not 4 plants, but they're 4 sections of yarrow. And then over here, right there, I have some echinacea. They're kind of small. I hope they're going to take off. I don't know if they're in the shade too much or what. But I also have some lemongrass back here. And I can't wait to harvest that. That stuff, I thought it would have like an odor to it, like with my herbs, if I run my hand over it, that it would have a scent, but it just doesn't. You have to actually like pull the grass to be able to get that. But I've got, I think, 6 bunches of that in there. And then these massive things here, this is comfrey. I had a whole bunch of them, and I split it into, I don't know, 5 or 6 bunches. And you can see it's really taken off. It's got nice little flowers on it. I need to start harvesting this and get it dried. This is a really good thing for like muscle aches and other things. And my husband and I have muscle aches, so that's why I am doing comfrey mostly. It's also, you can make good fertilizing tea with it. And there's just a lot of good things that you can do with comfrey. Alright, so this bed has been kind of a disappointment. I was hoping to finish this bed. It's going to come probably right back in here somewhere. It's going to almost be double what it is right now, and this is going to be my salad or my lettuce bed. And my lettuce is looking really good. I've got some Swiss chard in here, and then some different kinds of lettuces. Now this one, the bugs apparently like it, and I'm leaving it just so the bugs can have something to eat. And they'll maybe leave my lettuce alone, which I think I need to start harvesting that. On this, you can see I've got cabbage lopers that have gotten on these dino kale. I also have one here. I just squished that. It's been so rainy, and I am an organic gardener. I don't want to put like 7 on my food. So I've just been coming out here when I get a chance and just basically squishing them. And I need to, now that it's dry, come out here with some diatomaceous earth and put those on there to help keep those cabbage lopers and cabbage worms from eating my dino kale. that's just one of those things. It's just frustration. I have some ideas of how to do this next year to help with that, because they're also on my brassica bed. So we'll head over. So this is my brassica bed, and I did a video on these about high intensity sowing, and this is doing really well actually, except for the cabbage lopers, and they decided to show up, like I said, when it was about raining. So I was coming out and picking them off, and if there was chickens around, I would give those to the chickens. But they did a lot of damage, and now that it's dry, I can get some diatomaceous earth on there, and that'll help with that, because I do have broccoli that is it's starting to form. And then on the end here, this is my potato bed. Look at those potato plants. Awesome. These are amazing. There's a spider. But these are starting to flower. The ones on the end, they've been flowering. And so my next step for them is to watch and see if there's any potatoes that start to develop at the top of the soil. And I'm going to use grass clippings to cover those so the sun can't get to them. But this bed, I'm really, really happy with this bed. And I've got 2 different kinds of potatoes in here, and I cannot for the life of me remember what kind they are. But these ones, and it's really cool, excuse me, this one is a purple potato, and it has purple flowers. And the other ones are a white potato, and they have white flowers. And I planted these at different times. So these ones here on the purple side, these will be done probably first. And another thing that I've got to keep track of is if these are indeterminates or determinants. And I should have just wrote down the names of these so I could keep track of that. And I didn't. So that's my bad. I'm kind of kicking myself now, but next year I will do better. So I can kind of research them and keep a better idea of what they're going to do. If they're going to be an indeterminate, you can kind of pile the dirt up around them, and they will continue to produce tubers or potatoes. The determinate ones, they won't. They're just already set to produce a certain amount. So that's those. But this is really awesome looking. I'm so excited. I can't wait to harvest these. It has some nice potatoes. I'm trying to decide how I want to store these. If I'm going to try and can these, or if I'm just going to cure them. I'm not 100% sure yet. We're trying to find lids. So that's our big hang up right now, is what absolutely has to be canned and what can go without being canned. So in the next bed I have here is my carrots and my other different root vegetables. And I have a carrot that's bolting. It's going to flower. So I need to find out, but I'm not sure. I'm kind of nervous about checking these and seeing if they're ready to be harvested or not. I want to plant some more carrots in this bed in the middle of July to have another harvest, but I don't want to pull these and then have them too small. So I guess the best way to do it would be like either to pull one or kind of dig around the plants. I probably should have thinned these too, and I didn't. That's all on me. Let's see, how big is this one? Yeah. It smells good. That actually isn't too bad of a size. Maybe I can pull the bigger ones and leave the smaller ones to get bigger. I'm not sure. And then I know over here, I have a rutabaga. I haven't decided about what I'm going to be doing with these either. If I'm going to be freezing these, I need to look it up to see what I can do with these. But that's a nice one in there. I think that's my biggest one so far. And then I've got some beets in there, and those are not starting to bulb up yet. Oh, maybe. Oh, let's see. Oh, maybe. Look at that. I lied. Look at that. Cool. Awesome. Maybe I'll check those out and pull the big ones. And also on this bed, I put 2 trellis. It's going from this one over to my brassica bed. And I planted cucamelons on those. Look at this. This one's almost ready. Probably a couple more days, and there's a lot of them on here. So once those start popping, I'm thinking of making fridge pickles with those. That's what I'm thinking of doing. And I've got some more over here. They're growing up here quite nicely. And the last thing I have in here is parsnips. And these are looking really good. I'm kind of mad at myself. I wish I'd planted more because they did really well. So if you've watched my if you've watched my videos, you know that I planted these back in March, I think, when it was really cold. And I wasn't sure if that would even work. And as you can see, it worked. I got a really nice crop of parsnips in here. That'll probably make us maybe 2 meals. So I'm excited about that. I love parsnips. They're one of my favorites. So I am really, really excited about that. So I might have to look in here and see what other beets I've got in here. Huh. But yeah, I don't have very many. The rutabagas aren't, only that one is really putting a nice bulb in. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I've never grown rutabagas before. So anyway, that's the garden tour back here, kind of what's going out in our back pasture. My main garden I'm not impressed with right now yet, so I'm not going to show that yet. But maybe one of these days I'll brave it and get it done. So anyway, thanks for hanging out with me. I need to get my garlic in the basement so it can start curing. And I hear kids calling me, so I better go make my presence known, I guess. So thanks for hanging out with me.